What's up guys, Daniel here, and I want to talk to you about lower back pain today and show you some lower back stretches and strength exercises. So lower back would be around here at the bottom of the rib cage to the waist, right? This area here. And there's a few things that may cause back pain, maybe acute for a short period of time, or chronic condition like 3 months or longer. In any situation, it's always good to check with your doctor, right? Look for diagnosis. You may have a pinched nerve or a hernia, maybe sciatic nerves when it's a pain that goes down the leg here. So check with your doctor, but it's always good for you to do some stretches and strength exercises. And in most cases, you can get it fixed with physical activity, right? So it's very common. A lot of people have a lower back pain just to get up in the morning and then throughout the day sitting at work or even doing physical activity at work, but carrying weight and with a bad posture. So there's a few things that we have to do. First of all, you can do a self-assessment. Usually what we do for assessment is the overhead squat, because you may have a problem called lower cross syndrome when you have that anterior pelvic tilt. Right, so let's take a look here, and you have that exaggerated lumbar curve here, like this, right? And this that means those muscles are tight, right? And you don't have a neutral posture most of the time, like this. Right? The other situation is when those muscles are actually weak, so you're not able to sustain an upright position. Like when we do this assessment and when you want to see that flat back, neutral posture, right, for the stretch, we have two different situations here. Number one, the arched back, right, like this, that needs to be fixed. And the other situation is when those muscles on your back are not strong enough to hold that posture, and then you end up falling forward and you have that rounded back. That means you need to strengthen your muscle. Now, one self-assessment, that's easy to assess at home as well. You can even go on the wall, right? So if you put your back on the wall, you're going to put your hand behind your back and you're going to see if there's space between your back and the wall, right? And you're going to notice that lower cross syndrome. You can go on a table, right? And you're going to bring one knee to chest. I'm going to check here if this leg that is lying on the table is going to move up as you lay down. Right, so you're going to lay on the table and you're going to do that knee to chest stretch. You're going to bring that leg in, and then you're going to check if your other leg is still flat on the table or it's coming up. As you pull, that leg comes up. That means you have tight hip flexors. Those need to be stretched. Right, another symptom here is when your lower leg, your foot goes forward, moving away from the table. Right, so that's something you can check on your own, and you need to stretch the hip flexors. Right. So I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that you can do at home. Very simple. Some lie on the floor, and if you have difficulty going on the floor, you can do some also standing. All right. First of all, let me show you something here. You don't need to worry about posture all the time, right? There's no perfect posture that you could be all day that would be good for you. Maybe only when you're lying in bed, right? When you're lying in bed to sleep, all the muscles of your body will be relaxed, and you're going to do that for 7-8 hours. That's a recovery period that's good for you. But even if you stay in bed without being relaxed for too long, when you get up, you're going to have a hard time getting up. You're going to feel all those muscles sore and tight, right? And when you're sitting at work, yeah, you don't want that rounded back posture all day. But if you sit upright all day, engaging the back muscles, say for a few hours, you're gonna be all tight. Oh, the best thing as a human being, you have to be moving. So best thing is different positions. Stay one position for a few minutes, change, move your legs as you're sitting, right? You standing on one leg, standing on the other leg. You have to be always moving. If you stay for too long engaging certain muscles for hours, those muscles will just get tight. It's not good. Right. But when you were doing certain movements, like if I drop a pen and I want to pick that pen on the floor, it's quick, it's functional, I can do that. I don't need to worry about it. It's light, right? But if you normally carry heavy weight at work, or carrying a box, and you're going to be leaning forward like this, you have to protect your spine, and that's when you really have to engage your back muscles and glutes and keep that back nice and flat, right? That's important when you're carrying weight and for longer periods. It's the back muscles here that are doing the work of bringing your body upright again. And this whole posterior chain, right? The back muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings. The pelvic tilt is what's causing that arch back. I'm going to show you here on the hips. The top of the hips will be moving forward. On the bottom, you're going to be moving back. Right? And that's it. So for some people, those back muscles are so tight here that you're not even able to create this whole movement here. Right? You got to check, and sometimes you are not able to go forward. Right? So that's a situation that you have to work on. So pelvic tilts is the first exercise that you're going to see now. I'm going to talk about 4 exercises lying on the floor, and then 3 exercises that you can do standing. All very simple beginner exercises. Lie on the floor, hold everything neutral, and you're going to, you can even check here if you can put your hand here if you have space between the floor and your lower back. Right? Meaning your lower back is arched. And then what you want to do is bring that center of the lower back down and squeeze that hand against your hand. Feel that, and then you keep going, and you're going to do that pelvic tilt. So you're going to exaggerate both ways. Not to the point of pain. And you're going to do that 12 to 20 reps, 3 rounds. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to do hip extensions or glute extensions lying on the floor. So stomach on the floor. And what you're going to do here is lift your leg straight, using the glute, alternating sides. Same thing. Larger reps, 12 to 20 reps to build that strength. The option here, if you can, you're going to extend those arms and do opposite sides like swimming. Opposite leg, opposite arm, up and down. Slow reps, so you're going up 2 seconds and me down. After that, we have exercise that you may be familiar with. The bridge press. Put your feet on the floor, bring them closer to you, and you're going to lift those hips as high as you can. Up and down, slow reps. Okay, we engage those glute muscles, the hamstrings, and you bring back your back. We'll go back on the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep rolling. Right, and number 4 is our back extension. Again, there's movement. We have flexion, and when we come back, this is extension of the back, right? Flexion and then extension when we arch backwards. I'm going to do that on the floor. I'm going to bring your arms, fingertips pointing back, and then you're going to lift your upper body and release. You can do that with the upper body only. If it's comfortable to you, and you're going to push and bring also the legs up at the same time. Alright, so if you need to do exercises that are not on the floor, you need to be standing, not comfortable going on the floor, no problem. We have a few things we can do. We can go on the wall. Here we can do hip flexion. It's like a plank on the wall. On the floor we call it mountain climbers. So hip flexion. Right? You can do that simply standing, but it's have to add a little bit of resistance when you're leaning forward. Or if you can go a little bit lower, you could put your hands on the table and do the same exercise. Next, and we are going to work here the core, anterior, posterior, on the sides. So we're going to do a side plank as well. Put your elbow on the wall, and you're going to lean against the wall and hold. So you want your body straight, right? Straight line from your head to your feet. Be looking forward, so you keep your neck neutral. And you're going to hold this. Exercise you can do on the floor as well. Or, again, if you have a table and you can hold that a little bit lower, you put your elbow on the table and hold. You're going to do both sides. Okay? And for those exercises, you're going to be doing 20 to 30 seconds each. And then 2 rounds or even three rounds of those. Okay, then we have our bird dog exercise, standing. So for that one, we're going to be working on the wall again. So the angle here, you can choose to be very close to the wall, a little bit farther, if you can hold it. Let's make it simple here. We're just going to work with opposite arm and opposite leg. The same exercise we did on the floor. Bring the arm straight, leg straight. Bring them back as far as you can. Right. So when you do this exercise, it's important that what you want to do is move that leg in that arm without really arching the center of your body, right? So we don't want to be arching the back. Maybe legs and arms with the core tight. You're going to engage your abs, keep that core nice and neutral. So 3 exercises you can do standing. Now, every muscle needs to be strong and flexible. Right? Tight muscles not strong. Tight muscles not healthy. It needs the strength to create movement. So make it clear here. You take the muscles like the biceps, and they attach to the bone here. So they need to be flexible enough to allow mobility because they are attached right here. So I'm pulling that muscle, stretching it, and I can have my arms straight. At the same time, they need to be strong enough to contract and pull that bone and create that movement. Right? So we're going to stretch as well. First thing we're going to do, and we need different stretches. First, we're going to do the figure 4 on the floor. That's going to target the back, doing a flexion. Then we have the cobra stretch. That's an extension of the back, and then we have a rotation. Okay? I see a lot of people doing back stretches, lots of different back stretches, but they are actually all the same stretch. So It's important, that variation. Lying on the floor, crossing that leg on top of one leg on top of the other. Here, you can see better in this angle. Exactly what I'm doing. And you're gonna grab like underneath here, right, on your thigh, or if you can't go farther, you're gonna grab on your shin and you're gonna pull that leg in and hold. This is a single-sided stretch, so you're gonna hold that for 20 seconds, and then you're going to switch and do the other side. That's a deeper stretch, or if you can't do that, you can start with just one leg and hold. Now, a different stretch. We're gonna do extension now. So you're gonna lie on the floor with your hands right under your shoulders, and you're gonna push, like a push-up, but your legs are gonna be on the floor. Your legs are on the floor. Okay. So first thing you have to pay attention to is you're gonna push, and you're gonna see how you feel. No pain, what's comfortable to you. You may not be able to go all the way up here, right? So you can stop here and you start from here. You go as high as you can and hold. Another option for you is to just simply put elbows on the floor and head up. Hold. Tension here, yeah, you don't want to bring your legs up, right? Just knees on the floor. It's not a plank. So legs on the floor. Just gonna bring those hips forward. Try to hold it for 20 seconds to the point where you're comfortable. Again, don't force it. If you have any pain, you just hold it a bit lower. Alright, so after flexion and rotation, after flexion and extension, we are going to do a rotation. So lie on the floor, arms on the sides, see if feet are on the ground, knees pointing up. Going to drop. Yeah, so you're gonna rotate those hips. But you want to keep your shoulders and your arms on the floor. As you drop your knees to one side, you're going to turn your head to the opposite side. And hold. After you do that, single-sided, you're going to switch sides and hold. You may not be able to bring your knees as close to the floor as I'm doing here. If that's the case, you go as low as you can. Up. If you have to stop halfway, start from there, relax, hold it there. If you do those stretches regularly, yeah, you're gonna see progress quickly in a few weeks. Alright, so you have a simple beginner exercises that you can do on the floor, standing, and 3 simple stretches. Let's keep it simple. Choose 3 or 4 of each. Okay, you don't need to do those in the same order I did. You mix and match. But the important thing is do your assessment, and if you need, you do those exercises every day, and you're going to see progress. It's very simple. 99% of the cases, people start exercising, and that daily discomfort, daily back pain goes away, and you just live better. Alright, if you have any questions, guys, get in touch. We are available to help. Have a great day.